But most importantly, I'm giving all some sauce right here. I'm giving you guys mindset right now. This is where most people mess up in government contracting, just in business in general. So listen, in step number 1, I showed you guys what to do, when to do it, why to do it, how to basically do government contracting. So if you haven't seen step number 1, go back to that video. Maybe we can link it here, and then we can break down step number 1 in government contracting. Now, here's the thing. I want to give you guys all the pieces to this process so you know how to make 6 and 7 figures a year in government contracting. Long story short, the way I look at this is like, hey, if you want me to hold your hand, if you want to work with me and help you do it, I got you. Consider joining the community. Click the link around this video. Check out our next masterclass. We got you. But if you're like, hey, Wesley, just give me the sauce. All right, let's get to it. So I got 5 points I want to cover today, guys. 5 points. So point number 1, know what the government actually needs. Okay, before you start calling vendors, you got to read over the solicitations, right? You got to understand the scope of work, the deliverables, the special requirements. You don't want to waste time getting quotes that don't match what the government's asking for. Now, this is so important. And it comes down to scripts and how you talk to the subcontractors, in which, if you guys go to my YouTube video, we've done some deep dive videos on that. But again, it's all going to be within the community. So if you're really serious about it, we can hold your hand. But here's the thing I want you guys to, if you're taking notes, write this down. Point number one, know what the government actually needs. Meaning that read the scope of work. Some of y'all like, Wesley, what's a SOW? What's a scope of work? So that is number 1. Know what the government actually needs. All right, let's go to step number 2. Step number 2 is to find real subcontractors who can do the work. You know, I've taught this before. I've told people use Google, use LinkedIn, use local directories, even past performance databases to find vendors who've done this type of work before. You're not always looking for the cheapest. You're looking for a reliable partner who can get the job done. Because here's what people miss a lot in government contracting. A lot of people miss this. A lot of people think, oh, Wesley, I just got to know how to submit a proposal. If I just knew how to submit a proposal, I'm good to go. If I just knew how to just put the proposal in, I'm good to go. And I'm like, well, who are you going to work with? Who are you going to partner with? Who are you going to use the middleman strategy with? And it's like, well, I got a cousin of mine who do this one type of thing. I think they can do it. I'm a partner with them. And I'm like, are they reliable? Are they going to get the job done? Because here's, I want you guys to write this down. The biggest thing, or one of the biggest things about the government is, not even one of the biggest thing about the government is, they want you to get the job done. When you win a government contract, the most important thing is completing the contract on time. I know some of y'all like, well, see, that's obvious. It's like, hey, sometimes, you know, obvious things ain't obvious. Completing the contract on time. That's one of the most important things you need to do in government contracts. And that's all going to start with finding real subcontractors, finding good subcontractors, and knowing what to look for. Because you got to remember, Google is where we start, but that's not where we end. There's Facebook, there's Google, there's so many other resources that you can use. And you got to know kind of what to say to the sub. You're like, you got to know that they can do the work, for one, right? And you got to know how much they're going to charge. In simplest terms, that's how it's done. That's what you got to know when it comes to the step number 2. And by the way, y'all, we are all still in step number 2 when it comes to government contracting, right? There's 3 steps. Step 1, find the opportunity. Step 2, get the quote. Step 3, submit the proposal. It's a simple process. I promise you, if you follow this simple process, you will get results. All right, part 3, reach out like a real business owner. Ooh, oh my goodness. Send a clear message. What the job is, where it's located, when and will it start, and what you need from them. Subcontractors, because this is where most people make mistakes at. Subcontractors take you seriously when you're clear, confident, and sound like you know what you're doing, even if it's your first time. So what I mean by that, I can call because I did this one time. I called a microscope repair company to repair a bunch of microscopes for the VA hospital. I don't know anything about microscopes. However, when I called and got that quote, I was confident because I knew exactly what to read in the solicitation. When it comes to the solicitation, you have to review that scope of work, or PWS, performance work statement. You have to know how to read it. You have to know how to talk to a subcontractor. But most importantly, I'm giving all some sauce right here. I'm giving you guys mindset right now. Most importantly, and I think honestly, this is where most people mess up in government contracting, just in business in general. Most people don't act like a real business. You call a sub, will you pretty please, can I pretty please get a quote? It'd be so nice. I mean, the government needs this thing done on Friday. And again, I'm not telling you not to be nice, but what I'm telling you is you look like you don't have no clue what you're doing. You look like you have no clue on how to actually run a professional business. And honestly, I can't teach you to be, you want to eat my mic? I can't teach you to be professional. I can't teach you to be a real owner. You kind of got to have it. Hey, what's up, my friend? I'll let you get back to the video, but real quick, I've helped people make 6 to 7 figures a year in government contracting. No joke. Our students have been awarded over $100 million in contracts. Again, no joke. Hey, listen, do me a favor. Check the link above me or above my head or below and check out one of my master classes. You know, I'm doing some free trainings on Friday at 7 p.m. I don't do them often. I kind of do them as I have time. So click the link, go to the website. We have middleman101.com or thecontractingblueprint.com. Either way, they take you to the same place. But come check out a masterclass. It's a free training by me. It's an hour training. I go over government contracting, and then we'll see if we're a good fit to work together. Talk to you then. All right, peace. I'm hoping all these YouTube videos and all this content is helping you get there. But I promise you, don't join my community if you're like, well, you know, I'm just, again, nothing wrong with introverts. I'm an introvert. Y'all probably don't believe me because y'all see me here in my car rattling off to you guys. But honestly, there's people walking by. I'm sitting in a Cybertruck. My dog's whining. He's a Yorkie. I got a lot of people looking at me. I'm an introvert. It makes me uncomfortable. I even had a car just next to me. These two girls looking at me like, oh my God, Cybertruck. Wait, that guy's like on a mic. He's talking. He's recording content. Like, this feels weird to be recording content. I got a group of 8 people staring at me right now because they're looking at the car. But this feels weird. But I know what I need to do to build my generational wealth, to change my family life, and I'm gonna get it done. It's the same thing in government contracting. It's the same. And again, I know I took it so broad, but let's bring it back in. When you call a subcontractor, stop acting scared, right? Be a boss. All right, let's go to the next step. 4, let's see. We got get written quotes and ask smart questions. Yes, I'm a kind of breeze by that one because I got another mindset behind that when it comes to government contracting that I teach in my community. But I will say you guys want to do your best to get your quotes in writing. Obviously, get your quotes in writing. That's very important. Now, really, I'm going to go deeper into like pricing in step 3 video. I'll go deeper into it, but I'll talk about it a little bit right now. This says right here, don't race to the bottom, price per profit, right? Compare your quotes. Choose a partner that allows you to price competitively while still making a profit. Don't underbid just to win. You're a business, not a discount button. The goal is to win contracts and make money. I hate it. I've seen it before, especially some of the folks on YouTube who follow me. They just like, Wesley, I just want to get my first win. I don't even matter. I just want to get a win. I got a quote for $10,000. I bid it for $9,800. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. They like, I just want to win. I'm like, do you know you're going to pay $200 to win that contract? At the minimum, you might even pay more because you didn't even do, like, the math ain't been mathing. Please don't bid just to win. Bid to make money. This is I'll be honest with you. I'm always honest with you guys. I'll be honest with you. This is the one thing that irks my soul a little bit when it comes to me teaching other people to do government contracting. Some of y'all messing it up for us because you're out here bidding to not make a profit. And again, it's not people in my community. It's people who are not in my community who are just like, I want to get into government contracting. I heard about this thing on the internet. I saw this guy on YouTube talk about it. I'm going to find a quote for 10 grand to replace a floor, and I'm going to bid it for 11 grand. And you're like, Wesley, I won. Woohoo. And it's like, no, you didn't. You lost. You lose. Chocolate Factory. You lose. No, you did not win. Making $1,000 profit, or making your profit margin $1,000, is not a good thing, because there's so much that can go wrong with that contract that end up, and it always happens. People win a contract. For example, people win a contract for like that, and they're like, oh, Wesley, I won the contract, but my sub wants half down. Oh, you got to come up with $5 grand? I don't got $5 grand. Oh, well, how much is your profit? Well, my profit is like $800. Oh, okay. So you're going to go find $5 grand to make $800. Like, it don't make well, that's not too bad, but it don't make a lot of sense, right? I'm giving you guys small numbers. People do it on a giant scale too. People do it with I even had someone just reach out to me this other day. I don't know if it was a pricing issue. I don't know what this person did, but I had a team member reach out to me about someone they're helping out work out with. And this someone's not in our program. And this person won a contract, and they need to give it back to the government because they can't fulfill it, because they can't meet the minimum deposit to the subcontractor. And the reason they can't meet the minimum deposit is because they didn't do the math correctly. They didn't do what they had to do. So listen, y'all, I'm going to close out this video. If you guys want to learn how to do government contracting the correct way, what I want you to do is I want you to click the link around this video. I want you to join our community or check out our masterclass. We do have a video coming out. I'm going to be doing a live webinar completely for free this Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern. So click the link around this video. Join the webinar if it's still going on. It should be still going on. But join it for free. And I'll teach you guys some more behind the scenes. But long story short, I'm going to be real with y'all. Long story short, invest in yourself. Consider rocking with your boy, and I can take it to the top if you want to come with me. If not, no big deal. Work with somebody else. My dog's about to get a little wild now, so we gonna sign off. Say bye, Dodo. All right, we out, y'all. Peace. Our students have now been awarded over $100 million in government contracts. And we're talking about within the past 2 years, over $100 million in awards. So I can say that the contracting blueprint is proven. If you guys are interested in actually working with us, you can apply to work with us at the link below, thecontractingblueprint.com. So right now we're opening up some spots. We're opening up some windows for you guys to apply. And if you qualify for our program, guess what? We can help you win your next contract. So do me a favor, apply below for the contracting blueprint, and we'll talk to you soon. Peace.